Oh, damn it.
Emotional damage. That's what they say. What's up, everybody? Good morning and welcome to the Morning Market Report. We got a little bit of green. We got a little bit of green here on the bubbles today. But guys, I wouldn't hold too tightly to it. I mean, we are getting a little bit of a pump on Bitcoin, but we're seeing some we're entering in the golden pocket. If we get a little rejection here, which we're starting to off of that 618, guys, very likely coming back to revisit this wick right there. Not a good wick, not a Wick's wife fine 89 or a wick 589. It's just a wick, and probably not a good one to go visit. We're going to look at that. We're also going to take a look at something called a logarithmic MACD, and if you guys don't know what that is, we'll explain all that to you. We're going to talk about gold. It's dumping, worst one since for years. Over a decade. Worst one in a decade. And Eric Wallen in the chat. I see you there, bro. I think you sold your gold right at the top again. Man, guys. Let's go ahead and get into it. You guys know what time it is. Take a seat. Get your notebooks out. Class in session. We've got a great show for you guys. Let's go. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Market Report here on the Piper Academy Network. Appreciate you guys all being here. You guys know who's back, and I didn't even know this until yesterday, and thanks to Alexandra G, she told me. I was not aware that my friend, my co-host, the OC guy, the Mexican Superman right there, that yesterday was his birthday. So happy birthday to you, OC. Dude, I'm a bad friend. I'm a bad friend. I didn't even tell you happy birthday yesterday. You said, hey, I'm going to breakfast with MJ. Is that cool? And I said, yeah, cool. I got the show by myself. And you said, cool. And you said nothing about a birthday. And I was not aware. I'm a horrible friend. Friend
No,
fails.
you're not at all, my friend. I mean, to be honest, like for me, it is everything else, right? Everything else. I mean, from the years that we've been knowing each other, everything that counts. I mean, I was actually telling this story, right? When I invited you to, when I asked MJ to marry me back at Cozumel, and I was telling the story back on the cake, that cake made out of cheese, right? And for me, it was my favorite. I was so excited for you guys to try it, and you guys did not like it at all. Like at all. I do remember that, but it was a funny story. Love it. Yeah, I know. It was a very local thing, right? And I mean, of course, that things happened. But yeah, I mean, everything else, all experiences, everything behind it. I mean, a happy birthday is just one extra thing. So don't worry about it. I really appreciate it, my friend.
Yeah. Happy birthday, bro. And for your birthday gift, I will not fault you for at least 7 days for drinking orange juice in your coffee. How about that?
Let's go.
Speaking of cake, it's not cheesecake all set. It's not what you think. It is not cheesecake. It's not the same. I had cake this week. It was a Japanese crepe cake, and it's like really thin layers of cream and really super thin crepe stacked, like 12 crepe layer Japanese cake, and it was amazing. So yeah, not the same as what you gave me in Cozumel. See, so let me go jump over, because yesterday I gave everybody some levels. OC, I'm going to start off the show with the TA today with Bitcoin, and we'll make sure that you get all the alts and gold and everything else caught up. But I want to go ahead and jump in on Bitcoin and then jump in on some news. We got to get into all of it. But yeah, OC, glad to have you back, man. It's rough running a show by yourself. Alex O is he's a machine to do what he does every morning. So I'm sitting here watching Alex O. See, look, Alex O, he's right there on my phone. I'm still watching him and watching you guys. But yeah, we are seeing some sell-off. So I want to go over what I talked about yesterday, then we'll go in through the news. And then unless you have something, if you see something on Bitcoin that you're watching right now, be ready to bring that up and jump in on that. So, oh, he's got his cake. Did you? OC, did you want to show your cake? I see your cake there. Show your
Absolutely.
cake,
So
OC. Show us your
let me
cheesecake.
show you cake. So at the end of it all, it was cake on that video game. All right, so it is the Edam or Edam cheese. So it's a very strong cheese, and we make cake out of this thing. So it's queso de bola. That's how we know them, right? Queso de bola. Like this, and this is what it looks like, and the inside it's like very salty with a lot of sugar. So if you don't like those mixed up together, don't take it. This is like I don't know, Roquefort cake. Maybe that's how I can explain it if you never had it. But if you like with flavors, this is it for you, my friend. No,
I
no.
like chocolate cover. I like chocolate potato chips, like the potato chip crumbles and chocolate, like things like
Oh,
that. Salt, chocolate and pretzels. That
right.
cheese, no, I'm hard pass, my friend. Gotta drink it. I gotta drink it. Nah, fam. You can miss me with that. But that's not cake. This is cake. BC. That's true. BC Port Corp showing his age there. All right. Shout out to here. Let's do this first. We got everybody in here, and I do have a poll up, guys. We have a poll up right now. It says, what would you buy with a tariff stimulus check? Bitcoin, yield earning stable coins, or groceries? Right now, Bitcoin 70% lead. 15% said yield earning stable coins, and 15% said groceries. We'll keep that running throughout. But shout out to Steve Hickey, Eric Ballin Wallen, all sets in here. We got Dave Brumbelow, the Brumblebees in the house. Crypto coin mindset. We'll be heading over to him and T.I. Joe right after this episode. We got Alexander G, the mod queens, in here with us. Crypto Billy, he said, all my peeps. What's up, Billy? How you doing today, bro? Good to see you, man. We were talking back and forth in Alex O's chat. Crypto Billy and I were. I woke up at 6 a.m. today instead of my normal 7 a.m. wake up time, because I refuse to wake up before the sun comes up now. I did that for 22 years. But yeah, OC, let me tell you, I woke up early today. My alarm did not even get a chance to go off. It was an hour before my alarm. I woke up, looked over, grabbed the phone to see what time it was, and my phone fell under the bed. It was crazy. But I had a nightmare. I don't know what the dream was about, but I told everybody it was that I dreamt that I was all in on Cardano in my wallet. So yeah, and Crypto Billy said that is a nightmare. Let's see who else we got here. We got LBC Lunar Beaches Cryptos in here with us. Guys, drop those LBC sharks. Let them happen. Let them happen. Just let it happen. Who else we got in here? We got JR, our trader over there in our community. Melissa dropping a good morning. Good morning to you, Melissa. And I believe all set. I think I got you, Dylan VA, Harp. Appreciate you being here, Harp. And I think that, Cryptic Mac dropping the tinfoil hat OCs in here. Yeah, he's something else, man. CJ Taylor, my bro, is in here, and I think that is about it. I got it all. If I missed anybody, much love to you guys, man. Appreciate you guys being here. BC Port Corp and Lunar Beaches have been having a war in our Discord over the 4-year cycle. It's pretty interesting. You guys see that? Did you guys see that? Did you see the members chat? If you're in the Discord, this conversation's been going on for a while, hot minute, but yeah, it's pretty good. Let's go jump over to the chart though. Let's find out. This is a 4-year cycle over. Let's go take a look. All right, guys. Yesterday, as you may recall in class yesterday, we talked about this dynamic reactor from Chart Prime's Market Oracle Pro indicators. And I said, look, guys, we are getting a bounce out of the golden pocket. If we head up and we break the 50, we don't get rejected there, then we need to watch this dynamic reactor. I did point out that if we made it past this and got a bounce on it, that we would likely head up to 116, but we had to get past this level first. Yeah, this was Gandalf the Gray. Gandalf the Red said, you shall not pass, and now we're back down in the golden pocket. Right now, we are getting rejected off of that 618 at 108,948. Another thing we pointed out yesterday was that we were trying to get back above the bull market support band. We did not. We got rejected, guys, off of that. Also, what does that mean? when it becomes the bear market resistance band instead of the bull market support band. We will break all that down here in a little while, but I just wanted to give you guys an update on where we are right now with Bitcoin getting that rejection there. We are seeing that the volume is starting to turn pinkish color. That means volume's dropping, money flow is dropping, oscillator ribbon is dropping. Not looking too great right now. OC, are you seeing anything on your chart you want to talk about before we jump into the news? We can jump over to your chart if you do.
Absolutely, really quickly, just setting a couple of setup points in here. So first of all, we're into a short. By the way, I did watch yesterday's show, and I did took that short. So let's go, boom shakalaka for that short called out. Rather than dynamic reactor, something important that I want to mention is that we're still within the range in here, or range-ish, right? I know it's not exactly a range that what we're seeing right there, but as you can see, depending on how we draw our trend lines, because we have two of them, this one and this one, well, then we're still within the game, right? Things are not looking good at this point. Like if we go like this, we can still go all the way to 100K, and that will be my line in the sand right here, 100K. If we make it, if we bounce from it, perfect. If we pierce through it, well, then we need to be very, very careful. And in that case, well, I think we could be going lower. Long story short, or short story long, I think that we have a little bit more downside to go. And that's it.
Yep. I agree. You know where it's going? Eric Wallen. Eric Wallen just said, let me find it here. He said, look at all that gold money going into Bitcoin. And you know where it's going? I'll show you where it's going. It's going into the DXY and treasuries. That's where it's going. We're seeing it flow into the dollar, and we're seeing it flow into 10-year yield. Actually, 10-year yield's up a little bit today, meaning that people are selling it back off. But yeah, right now we are seeing that thing go down overall. So it was sarcasm. I know that, Eric Wallen. Bro, you're a troll. We know this. I know how to take you at every turn. It's okay. We love and appreciate you, man. Let's go jump into the news, OC. Let's break that stuff down. Still no government opening. I can't even.
That's
I can't even.
fantastic. Are they
Hey,
hiring, man? Can I take a pause there?
right? Well, you won't get a paycheck because a lot of them, they're not getting paid. Even the ones that have to go to work. If they're mission essential, they're going to work with no pay, but it will get back paid supposedly. I don't know. It's crazy. But I do want to say something on a serious note. We have about 40 to 42 million people in the United States that are on assistance, government assistance, meaning, SNAP, stuff like that. If you don't know what that is, it's for like young mothers who live below the poverty line or, at the poverty line that can't afford things like formula for babies, stuff like that. It's not, and it's also our elderly. A lot of elderly are on food stamps and stuff like that too. November 1st, a lot of people are not going to be getting that stuff. So it's Thanksgiving at that period. So if you guys are at your store and you see, that they're doing, taking donations for food or whatever for Thanksgiving for the people that need it this year, remember that even the people that need it the most are probably not getting any assistance on November 1st. So, yeah, I'll definitely will be donating some, a couple of hams and stuff like that or something at the grocery store. So, because that's what we do, right? Givers gain, Billy. That's my bro right there. That's why, because of givers gain. So, but yeah, if you guys are out at the grocery store and you do get a tariff stimulus check, maybe think about that. But yeah, let's go jump over and talk about the news. Let's get all that broke down, guys. News, all the news that's fit to be news. There we go. Let me adjust that just a little bit there. Perfect. All right, guys, taking a look here at what we're seeing on the Into the Cryptoverse indicators. So catching these bottoms on corrections. We'll show them on the stream tonight, Lunar Beach has said. Awesome. Looking here at the crypto market cap, we're at $3.657 trillion. The current trend on this is at $4.542 trillion. Undervaluation, little about almost 20% there, undervalued, cannot seem to get above that red median line this cycle at all. Where are we at on the wristbands? We're sitting below the 50 mark. We're at 48.9, meaning it's a 3x DCA. And I did DCA in this morning. I'm still buying Bitcoin, guys, every week. following the Piper plan. I am taking my money and putting my money where my mouth is because I do believe in the Piper DCA plan, and it's going to set us up into the next cycle if worst case scenario is here. With stablecoins, though, we're sitting at 59.19% right now. Take away those stablecoins, guys, we're sitting at 64.38. We're seeing a lot more money going over into stablecoins. If you guys remember earlier on Monday, that spread was a little bit tighter, not a whole lot, but a little bit tighter. So we are seeing 64.38% dominant when you take stablecoins out, meaning a lot of money flowing in the stablecoins. Where are we at in the alt season? Well, we're at 51.11, far away from that red box that says, hey, alt season's here. We are up a little bit from yesterday. This thing bottomed out yesterday at 46. And now we're up at 51, just above the 50% line. But we are definitely not anywhere near an alt season right now. How about liquidations? Quite a few of them. And it's crazy how these liquidations have been hitting every single day. We had it, in the billions. We've had it in at least $500,000, and today almost $750,000 in liquidations. 170,571 traders getting liquidated. Total liquidations coming in at $727.13 million. Largest single liquidation order was on Hyper Liquid. It was a Bitcoin trade for $14.45 million. If they were watching Piper Academy yesterday, they would have been able to set a stop loss above the dynamic reactor with a short, and $14.45 million could have made them a whole lot of money. I guess you're watching the wrong channel there, guy on Hyperliquid. Looking at the Dow Jones, S&P, and the NASDAQ right now, Dow Jones down today about 0.16, S&P down about 0.03, pretty much flat. NASDAQ down about 0.2%, and the Russell 2K down 0.4. The VIX is above 17, meaning we are seeing volatility in the market today. How about the bonds? 10-year yield just slightly up, not a whole lot, 9/1,000ths of a percent there, points there, I should say. 3.972 is the current yield on the 10-year Treasury yield, still sitting below 4, though it's a good thing to see that. That means that our mortgage rates are going down, and we are seeing that also. $500 million. Yeah, I didn't mean $500 million. Lunar Beaches, you're right, 500 million, $500 million. Yeah, oil, guys, we're at 58.68 dollars right now per barrel. It's up 2.52, but still sitting below that 60. That means economic slowdown. So economic red flag. How about that? Of course, oil did rise 2% on trade talk optimism. How about gold? Gold is down 0.78%. It's sitting at $4,077. Silver is getting a little bit of a recovery here, guys. It's kind of like alt season to Bitcoin, right? Silver getting a little bit of upside move, sitting at $48 an ounce, but still down quite a ways from its $53-ish range high that it was at per ounce. Copper up about 0.25%. Platinum and palladium both up over 1% today. Gold taking some hits after a massive rally that it had. Let's go look at X marks the spot. Talk about fear and greed indexes. Bitcoin currently sitting at fear 25 on its chart, and then fear and greed index for Ethereum sitting at 33, also in fear. Guys, warning. Jim Cramer said crypto's due for a push today. We are in the 2000 territory on specs. It is where the cockroaches are, but at the same time, Jamie Dimon said the cockroaches are ending as he announces a $1.5 trillion fund that unwittingly stoked a huge spec wave. We must focus on this before people get really hurt. Trim. I don't know. I don't know how to take this. It's kind of a warning there. There's a little cryptic warning in there, but there's also crypto due for a push today. I don't know. Take it for what it's worth. But Jim Cramer set a push for today on crypto. Also, just in, Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong is going to be meeting with Senate Democrats today to advance crypto market structure legislation. Key agenda: clarify trading rules, boost investor protections, and support responsible Bitcoin and crypto growth. My question is why is anybody in Washington, D.C. sitting down to talk about this when the government shut down? And they should be talking about how to reopen the government and take care of our those in need. That's my question. Gold extends its 2-day losses by 8% downside, erasing over $2.5 trillion worth of market cap. Gold is on track for its largest 2-day drop since 2013. Ouch. You guys related? No, we're not related. Not related. If we were, I would ask him, why is his customer service so craptastic? That's what I would ask him, Billy. And then also here, guys, if you're not tracking Kadena, KDA, massive. Don't look, you degens out there, listen to me. Do not go buy the dip on Kadena. Okay, I'm just going to put that out there. Oh my God, it's way down. This looks like it's a bounce point. Guys, Kadena has announced that they are shutting down. All altcoins are still a business, and no matter how good that business is, they can still fail. Never marry your investments. We regret to announce that the Kadena organization is no longer able to continue business operations and will be ceasing all business activity and active maintenance of the Kadena blockchain immediately. Did you hear me? Do not go buy the dip on this. Trade it, sure. This is not a dip. This is a crash on Kadena. Okay, got it out there. You guys want to see how sporadic the markets can be? Check this out. This is Google yesterday. Yesterday, Google erased $160 billion 2 hours after OpenAI launched a web browser. Look at that big, massive dump. You guys see that pump? That was when it added $180 billion back 4 hours later after everyone realized that OpenAI's web browser is a Google Chrome web browser with Chat GPT bolted on it. So, yeah, that's how sporadic the markets can be. And I've been meaning to play this for a freaking week, but I'm going to, don't let me forget. Actually, you know what, OC, we're doing it now so I don't forget. We're doing it now. We're doing it live. Shout out to
crypto keeps going down. Because all of you are analyzing the market, saying, why is it going down? Who's selling? Who's the bear? I've looked at the angles on the chart, and I don't know why it's still going down. Let me tell you why it's going down. It's going down because you think it won't. So everyone's max longing. Because the market's become super volatile. Most people have lost all of their money. So everyone's like, well, it can't go any lower. Let me just borrow some money and let me max long and make it all back in one trade. Let me tell you a secret of the universe. Everything can always get worse. You could lose your entire family in a car crash, and it could be the worst day of your life. And on your way to the morgue to identify the bodies, you could also get in a car crash and lose a leg. And then on your way to the hospital, the ambulance could crash and lose a hand. And then when you're recovering with no family and no hand and no leg, you get an infection. Because the cleaner who cleans the hospital decided to not clean your room so they could go home early. It can always get worse. The price can always go lower. The more you believe that the price isn't going to dump, so you should borrow a bunch of money to max long, because we're at the bottom, the more you believe this is a sure thing, it's going to be fine, the more fucked you are. It can always get worse. And it will continue to get worse until all of the optimism is gone, until all the longs have stopped being placed, till everyone's out of money, till nobody's going to profit. And once that is in place, once nobody is going to make it all back with one trade, once everybody's lost all their fucking money, then we go to all-time high. That's the way the universe works.
So, yeah, I just wanted to point out, like, I don't like Andrew Tate at all. I think he's just not a good ethically or moral person, but he's right. Guys, he's right. The markets can be irrational way longer than you can be solvent. Okay. And that goes upside or downside. So be very careful. Be very careful. It can always get worse. You guys need to remember that. Emotional damage. There we go.
Emotional damage.
DDT, I'm going to need you to write emotional damage 100 times on the chalkboard. Thank you very much. What's up, everybody? All right, let's go back to the news. Do you got anything on that, OC? Because we've seen that, right? That's so, and you start to get what it is. It's not. It's because it just doesn't go straight down. It's because it goes down and it hits a support and it comes up, and that causes FOMO, and then people get washed out and liquidated again, and then it goes even lower, right? Lower highs. That structure is a dangerous structure for people with hopium, and the opposite direction, a bounce up and then a lower. Okay, it's coming down now. Hit resistance. And if your bias cannot be flexible, you're going to screw yourself. You got any thoughts on that, OC?
Yeah, I wanted to add just a little bit into it. If your position is not flexible, if you're not willing to take that stop loss, you're gonna get hurt. Like pretty
Yep.
bad. Pretty
Yep.
bad.
Yeah, my gold long, my 3x gold long stopped out. Stopped out. It stopped out in profit. Stopped out in profit because I'm a smart trader. But yeah, stopped out. So, and that's okay. I'm not, I didn't go and run and try to short it and say the top's in. I'm always looking at the charts, but as of right now, yeah, guys, don't marry your bias. Don't marry Kadena. Let's go back over to the news. Let's get that all set up here and finish that out. But yeah, that was a video I've been meaning to show you guys this whole week and keep forgetting to. I don't know why. Yeah, and the Well wallet on Hyperliquid is also short. That guy's still shorting. That's right. All right, let's go take a look at crypto bubbles. Wow, it's all red now. Amazing how that works. Bitcoin down 1.8% on the daily right now, guys. Ethereum down 3%. BNB down 1.6. You guys hear that BNB got listed on Robinhood? Interesting, but still downside move on it. XRP down 2.6%, Solana 2.6%. Other big movers, let's see here, 4.1% downside on Doge. Chainlink down 5.2%. I saw somebody put out, I'm not going to say names. Someone yesterday put out another price prediction video on Chainlink. It was not 800 or 400 or 300. It was like $45. And just stop. Just stop, dude. Anyway, down today, Chainlink down today, 5.2%, sitting at 1730. What else down? Squeeze down 5.5% and 5.7% downside on Ton, 7.9 on Mantle. So yeah, nothing looking really juicy today. Matter of fact, guys, Bitcoin down on the monthly, the weekly, the daily, the hourly. Again, I still think when Bitcoin does this, it's opportunity. Just my opinion, just my humble opinion. Saturday, I debated that with someone about pullbacks on gold versus pullbacks on Bitcoin, and yeah, what a debate! You guys missed a great show. You should have jumped in and listened. All right, let's go look at the economic calendar. I talked about the 30-year mortgage rate coming down. It did 6.37% on a 30-year fixed rate mortgage right now. This is because of that 10-year yield taking a little pullback, but it's still not as low as what I would like to see. I'd like to see this thing down in like the 5s and the 4s. Probably won't see those for quite a while, in my opinion. Just my humble opinion. Tomorrow, we're going to get existing home sales, it looks like. Could be up, could be down. Flip a coin. There you go. That's what you're going to get on that. Existing home sales month over month expected to be neutral and flat. I actually just, so I talked to my realtor back in El Paso where I sold my house. And he's got his own YouTube channel also, living in El Paso. But he said right now that the housing market out there, I sold my house just in time because it was flat. Year over year, home value growth, flat. Not a single thing on it. No growth on equity. So people that bought their house a year ago, not doing so great. On any equity gain on their house, they're just paying a lot of interest on it. And then right after I sold, like the number of existing home sales just dropped like a rock there, and they're entering the slow season. So thank God I got out of my house. What else we got? Thursday, we may get jobless claims. Depends on if the government's reopened. Evidently, it's more important to have a meeting with Coinbase CEO than it is to talk about reopening the government. Go figure. But on Friday, we are going to get CPI data. This is confirmed, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or my time, I should say, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to get inflation data. And this is going to be the only data that comes out before we go into the FOMC. Wow, I don't even have the FOMC up today. What is wrong with me? Everything reset. I told you I had a rough morning, man. Let's go look at the FedWatch tool and see what this looks like. Flashbang incoming, guys. Flashbang incoming. There you go. We are looking at a 3.3% chance right now of no rate cut. 3.3%, 96% chance that we see a 25 basis point rate cut on the 29th of October. That's going to be next Wednesday. Let's talk about Treasury yields. They decline as investors look ahead to the inflation report that I just talked about. My worthless opinion was that 124,500 was the top, and it went to 126, never recovered. That was my trading thesis. Don't need to be right for everyone else, just me. Time will tell. Who knows, really? Crypto Billy, exactly. And while that 126 was a swing fell pattern for liquidity grab before going down. Because everyone was super bullish when it was 124.5, and when it hit 126, they said, "Here, we're going to take this money and run." So yeah, and I'm thinking that it may have been too. We're going to look at that logarithmic MACD today. You guys need to stay tuned for that because it is definitely telling us a story. We may not have had the 30 indicators that always fire off to tell us the top is in happen this cycle, but we definitely had something happen this cycle that is a big warning sign. We're going to talk about that here in a bit. U.S. Treasury yields moved lower on Wednesday as investors turned their attention to an upcoming inflation report coming out this week, this Friday. Benchmark 10-year Treasury yields slid more than 2 basis points to 3.94. The 2-year Treasury note fell more than 1 basis point. So we are seeing the treasuries, and mind you, they are a little bit green right now, but all of these were red this morning. None of them up that much. I do think these are going to go lower, and the Dixie is probably going to find some strength. I don't think we're going to learn a whole lot from the CPI data, though, that we're seeing, not at the moment. I think it will give the Fed cover to do what I think they need to do, which is cut rates in a more meaningful way. Guys, look at that. Look at this right here. That is the sentence we need to focus on because right now, job numbers are absolutely being slaughtered on the markets. Layoffs are happening. People can't find jobs. People that are 50 and up that get laid off are not finding anyone wanting to hire them. And so the job numbers right now are absolutely horrendous. This, I think, is a very true statement here. This is from on Tuesday from CNBC. Morgan Stanley's chief investment officer said this. I think it will give the Fed cover to do what I think they need to do, which is to cut rates in a more meaningful way. Are we looking at a 50 basis point rate cut coming? It is possible if the CPI is the only data they have and all they have on jobs data was the last jobs data, which was horrendous. So if the CPI, I mean, is flat and the job numbers are still bad, we could see a 50 basis point. That's what I meant to say. Sorry. To me, that is the risk that we don't get the data that allows the Fed to cut more meaningfully. Of course, if we had good data, then it would. So I don't know. All eyes on CPI data this week, and then all eyes on Jerome Powell, Jay Powell speaking next week. We'll talk about this in a bit. This has to do with that AI 2027 video that I talked to you guys about and said you guys need to go check it out. This is interesting. Hundreds of public figures, including Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak and Virgin's Richard Branson, are urging AI superintelligence to be banned. Lordy, lordy. Lordy, lordy. If you guys don't know, we talked about that video not long ago, and we shared it in the Discord and stuff. But it's AI 2027 about superintelligence and what it could do. Is the rate cut coming baked in? Yeah, I believe it is. The 25 basis point is baked in at this point, Billy. I don't think that we're going to get much of it. We'll get a lot of volatility in the window around it, but I think that is completely baked in. But if it's 50 basis points or no rate cut, that's not baked in. I think 25 is completely baked in at this point. Stick a toothpick in it. Nope, it's done. It's cooked in there. We're good to go. But yeah, this is a ban. Some people getting together and they don't want super intelligence. So construction is still hiring. You know who else is hiring? I watch these videos all the time. Piper story time. Here we go, guys. Sorry. I watch these videos all the time about the job layoffs because I'm always looking for the economic data and where's a good place to get a good slice of the American pie and what it looks like on the inside. It's people talking on some of these videos about their personal situations, right? Of course, everyone's situation can be isolated, but when you get enough of them, you can kind of get a picture. And so one of the things that I always see is that these people talking about they have no job or that companies don't care about them and they got laid off and this and that, how expensive medical is. And I always talk about Bitcoin fixes that. Do you know what really fixes those situations? Your local recruiter is always hiring. Just go to the mall or go to the local strip mall area, go find a military recruiting station, and they're hiring. If you're not too old, and you're not overly like severe overweight. You can be overweight. When I joined the military, I was a little bit overweight, but they worked it off of me in basic. Don't worry, best gym membership ever. They gave me medical insurance, free college, and paycheck every month for 22 years, and then they gave me even more money afterwards. So yeah, military's always hired. You know what fixes that? The military. They're always hired. So there you go. Story time with Piper. All right, OC. That is all I got on this. I don't want to go too deep into the MACD, the logarithmic MACD yet, but let's go take a look at what's going on with gold. Let's talk about the dollar. Let's talk about let's talk about some other stuff. Eric Wallen said, yeah, if you want to be killed by Chinese drones, bro, they flew drones at us all the time. ISIS did. ISIS had suicide drones also, if you don't know. Oh, I said the S word. That's it. The stream's done. I'm banned for life. They flew the not good type of drones, kamikaze drones. We'll call it that. Kamikaze drones are this all the time in Iraq, Syria during the Operation Inherent Resolve in 2016. We have jammers that shoot signals that crash those things instantly. Don't worry about it. When you're on base, you have a lot of protection. So, but yeah, OC, what do you got for us, man? Let's go jump over there. I ain't scared. I'm prepared. I'm a killing machine myself. That's okay. Bring it. Pack a lunch and bring a whole bunch of buddies.
Let's go. Let's talk about gold really quickly. We're looking for the first area of bouncing here in case we had a new high in here. So just so you know, we needed to adjust this to the next upcoming high, and we did not broke the resistance. In fact, we rejected creating that double topic here, breaking the neckline. That is our signal. And then, well, guess what areas are we looking for? The very first area that we look for, it is where is our liquidity residing, right? In this case, a little hiccupy here. So we did stop. We bounced back up. As you can see, it actually played out an important part in here. And then coming back down to the platinum pocket. Not only platinum pocket is looking strong and good so far. All right, we can still break it, but it's looking pretty good so far. We also have dynamic reactor right here acting as a support, and as you can see, one hit and then bounce, second hit and then bounce, and well, at this point we are fighting it. We're fighting that zone. Something important to look for, we already have peak performance diamond. We already have in here a possible reversal, although we still don't have our flip of the ribbon. That's what we're going to be talking about right now, because look at that. We have a little bit of a goose head right there. Like Alex would call it a cobra chicken, inverted cobra chicken. That means that we could have a little pullback and further move to the downside in this case. So something like that. What would that mean? Well, look at your money flow. Look at your leading indicator through 7, which means at this point, I think that we could be looking for that clipping, maybe going to the red. And when we start going upwards and then crossing over that 0 line for money flow, that will be our next possible entry. So do expect a little bit more around these area dumps. I mean, if you bring up your support and resistances, they're all the way back to 3,795. Remember that we sold somewhere around the 4,000, 4,300,
Emotional
right?
damage.
Yeah, I mean, they're looking a little low in here.
He knew. He fucked
Bro,
up.
that's going to hurt.
Fucked up.
That's going to hurt if it goes down to that level, because so many people were standing in line above that level buying. I'm just going to put that out there.
Yeah, but that's where the next area of big support is at. I mean, we still need to break this loud order block, which I mean, it's very, very bearish, right? And I'm counting for at least a bounce to 0.5%. That will maybe mitigate the next coming back down, but we'll see. We'll see. Because
yeah, that's
I
going to
mean,
be it. That's going to be an ouchy spot for man. Did you see the lines? I'm sorry, that was loud, Toaster. I know that was loud. I heard it in my ear too. I apologize. I will fix that for you. Emotional damage is too loud. I'll fix it, Richie. Sorry, bro. Yeah. There were lines of people waiting forever to buy gold at machines and everything else. Like, and it was well above that level. What's going to happen? Is it going to cause it? Is that going to trigger a sell off? Your opinion, OC? Is that going to trigger a sell off if we start to go down there and people go, I'm getting out of this?
I don't think so. I think that they're gonna. I mean, if they bought physical gold, they're gonna get to a wall where they're gonna say, "Hey, you know what? Depending on how much I get, because you sell it, you buy it for a premium, right? And then when you sell it without that premium. When you're talking about physical gold, I don't think they might be willing to sell it at those prices. But if we start losing the 3,800, that's when I think that we might be seeing that sellout being triggered. But so far, I don't think so. I think right now the bulk of the market is being held by yes futures, but future contracts might be having a bounce at 3,800.
Okay, cool. What else you got for us?
Let's go check that out. Perfect. So we're still within the Bitcoin short really quick. Let's go over that one really quickly here. Remember, looking for that dynamic reactor once it loads. And, well, we know that it's basically here. As you can see, my entry was not perfect, but still caught that up. Remember, 50% out already. And we're looking for the next target to be at 103 and then 99 or 100K. So keep that short open. I think it has a little bit more to give. Other stuff that I'm looking at, for example, Solana. We were talking about Solana. We have the breakout. Well, they coming back down. We are almost getting ready to get a support zone right here. And if we get that support, remember what we're looking for. It is the flip of the ribbon, and maybe either in here, and we need to go to 30 minutes because that's where we were making that chart. And maybe there we go, a continuation pattern with strength on the green. If we don't have in green, we are not looking higher here. This is not your place too long. You still need to wait a little bit more, despite we marked that zone at 181. And we marked that zone because, where is it? There you go. We have a lot of support right down here at 179 and 176. Let's go and take a look at XRP. XRP getting into a lot of support. That support is still a big box. So, I mean, don't be scared if this thing keep dumping a little bit on it. So what I'm going to be going for is going to be averaging down that area. So I'm going to grab a box all the way from the bottom all the way to the top here, and I'm going to be aiming for an average at 233-ish, and then moving that average, just because I know my luck, a little bit higher above the support zone, so it alerts me right before things start getting fussy. So looking for that possibility of entry, we can spike really quickly. We've seen the spike price happening a lot. So be aware, right? I rather buy on the way up than buy on the way down. Just saying, waiting for that support. And then if I hit the 331, I think that would be basically a confirmed little entry for me. All right. So testing the waters right there. APT. APT, we have some wicks at the top and then coming back down for a sort of like double top. It's not a double top confirmed, but something important is that we are making a very weird goose head, which means little retracement, further move to the upside for then bigger retracement. I think that we can still hit somewhere around this area. If you can see my alert, it is at 343. So let's lower that a little bit here for that double top zone at 341. And we'll see if we can short APT at those prices. And finally, we have a CRO alert being hit, and that is because we're getting some support areas. So let me clear this up. We already have a success trading here on CRO. Let's just get rid of everything. And right here, let's take a look at that. We are, and let me bring up Quantum Reactor. There we go, also below Quantum Reactor, but Quantum Reactor is still not red, which means that we can still come back around. All right, let me now bring the rest of my support and resistances really quickly. And we are into a huge, loud order block, which is positive. So I will be looking for a long position, all right? Important, we're not breaking through the zero line. So when I mentioned I'm going to be looking for that long position, I want to see that breakout. So little goose getting here and breakout. I want to see a continuation here, or the very worst, or at very least, I need to see that flip of the ribbon right here, which means we can still go slightly below to these areas of support, and that's what I'm going to be trying to catch that long in here. So something like that. In fact, you know what? I'm going to be pushing it just a little bit higher, stop right here and give myself a little bit of that wiggle room. Looking at this wick, I'm going to try to be just slightly below, and that's going to be my trade for CRO. Let's see how well that plays out. And so far, that's all that I got on the crypto space. I'm not really looking too much into altcoins. I'm concentrating to Bitcoin, and of course, maybe looking for a re-entry on gold.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Absolutely. But I don't know that we're going to head down that far on gold. If we do, then something's changed on the narrative, and then we take that new data and reassess it. But BC Port Corp and Lunar Beaches are continuing their battle here on the chat. Hey, look, you guys keep it up. OC and I are going to reach out to all the contacts that we know and get you guys signed up for Karate Combat, and you guys can just fight it out in the next Karate Combat match. I love it. It's great. They're actually like really, really good friends too. So yeah, I know that it's just their debate of stance, but yeah, it's great to watch. There's a select alts that did fine, but Piper talked about it yesterday. That's what I've been saying the whole time. It's why I traded alts and didn't buy them. Yep, facts. Let's talk about the tariffs real fast. And then I want to answer a question for Benny Blanco from the Bronx. If you're still in here, he had this question. I want to talk about this. We're going to go into that logarithmic MACD and talk on that. Also, another thing I said yesterday was also about Oklo, which is a stock that BC Port Corp asked me about. And I said, that thing's probably going down to here. And guess where it hit? Right down in that platinum pocket range. It's sitting here right now, and it got down this morning. So if you made money on that BC, or you took profits, or whatever you did with that, congrats on you. All right, OC, let's talk about this. Pay no attention to the source data. Just pay attention to the data itself. Breaking, Trump says the federal government will probably share tariff revenue with Americans if Congress approves it. It's not the first time he's floated the idea. October 3rd, he proposed a stimulus check of $1,000 to $2,000 per person. July 25th, he said Trump says he may want to give you a tariff rebate check. A little rebate for the people of a certain income level might be very nice. Signed it right there. A little thing that he's trying to propose, a little proposal for that. But yeah, $1,000 to $2,000 stimulus check. Let's see here. What would you buy with this tariff stimulus check? 74% have said Bitcoin, 15% said yield earning stablecoin, 11% said groceries. The 11% that said groceries, I feel you, man. Groceries are just so expensive. Let's go ahead and end that poll. Let it pop up here. There we go. OC, if you were in the US, or if you just jumped across the border, because that's how it works here, evidently, you can just jump across the border and you're eligible for everything too. What would you put $1,000 to $2,000 of stimmy money into? You got your stimmy. Where would you put yours at? In Bitcoin, yield earning, stable coins, groceries, or maybe something else? What else would you put it in?
I'll put it on Bitcoin. Something
right
that
now?
I want to go.
Right now, you would?
Yeah, I would.
Okay. I just had to clarify. I had a timeline on that.
Yeah,
eventually,
it's
all of
not
my
looking
money
that
will be
great.
in Bitcoin. That's why I asked, but I'm not putting everything in Bitcoin right now. So
Oh well, but that is a stimulus. That's extra money, isn't it?
yeah, it's. I would say free money, but it's not. It's the people's money, because the government has no money, right? Everything's ours. But yeah,
Right.
it would be. Yeah,
But I mean, if I would earn that money, or if I would be eligible for that, that will also mean. And let me change a little bit of my pitching here. So, in my current situation, I just put it on Bitcoin. It's just extra money. I just put it there. It's $1,000. Perfect. I mean, it just adds to my bag. But if I would be into a pico, into a trouble, right, and then I would cash that check, that will be straight to groceries, because that means I would need that money, right? or the worst case scenario, put it something else that give me some revenue like compound savings, and then try to add to it weekly or monthly.
Yep. Yeah, me personally, I would probably put it in yield earning stable coins until I'm ready to deploy hard into more Bitcoin. Right now, I'm just doing my weekly DCA, which I know is still a pretty hefty DCA that I'm doing, but I'm sitting 90% cash right now. I think it's 90% cash. Might be like closer to 85 now. But yeah, I'm still sitting on mostly cash right now. I've pretty much pulled everything out of the markets except for my DCAs, which I'm still been doing since I pulled out of the markets. So which was back in January. I've sold 3 times this cycle, man. 3 times I've sold this cycle and bought back at local bottoms of 30% retracement. So it's working well for me. I'll take it. But Crypto Billy said, with all this pain and people saying no altcoin season this year, it really makes me think it's going to happen. Just my worthless opinion. And it could. We've talked about that. Is it going to happen? Likelihood, no. But is it impossible? Absolutely not. We could absolutely get a nice pump somewhere along the way. But I just don't see it all in play there. I'd still buy some pew-pews, BC Port Corp said. Yeah, at the end of the day, only 2 things that matter. Seeds to grow food and seeds to protect yourself. There you go. Freedom seeds. That's what we'll call them. Freedom seeds, aka ammo. Let's go answer this question that we had from Benny Blanco from the Bronx. He had a question about the 100K, going under 100K on Bitcoin. Oh, Wick said he would spend all of his money on his wife, on Wick's wife, Fine 89. So smart move, bro. Smart move. Happy spouse, happy house. I don't say happy wife, happy life. I say happy spouse, happy wife. Happy spouse, happy house. There you go. That's the line. I would buy a designer purse or a handbag. No, I have one crossbody bag, and it's for when I run around, Eric Wallen, when I'm out traveling and stuff, because I can keep everything in there to include pew-pews and whatever else I need. I don't have to worry about it being picked out of my pocket. It's tactical, man. It's tactical. I'm used to my kit being right here. My kit is here, ammo, pistol, first aid kit, IFAK on the side, tourniquet, everything's here in close proximity. So that's where I'm used. My knife, my tool belt, seat belt cutter, everything, like it's all here on 70 pounds of body armor, man. Eric Wallen trying to trigger me. All right, let's go talk about Bitcoin. Finally, let's talk about this thing called a logarithmic MACD and why it matters, what it's telling us. And we'll talk about this $100,000 level and we'll show all of that. Designer fanny packs, Bobby has said. I love you all. I love you all. You guys remember F you means I love you. F you all. Shout out to Alex O Crypto. All right, let's talk about this, OC. What is the MACD, logarithmic MACD? Well, I had Pam pull it all together for you. So, in technical analysis, an LMACD, and that's what you put in, by the way, on your indicators to get this. It usually refers to the logarithmic moving average convergence divergence indicator. Essentially, it's a logarithmic based variant of the traditional MACD. Let's break it down clearly. The MACD, moving average convergence divergence, measures the relationship between 2 exponential moving averages, similar to what a MACD does. But what does the logarithmic mean? The L stands for logarithmic, meaning the indicator is calculated on log price rather than linear price. And I went ahead and threw this on a chart for you. Let's go over here. Let's put this on a monthly. Let's hide all this stuff. We'll keep that on. I want to turn off that and we'll turn off that. There we go. So let's bring this up here and let's take a look at the logarithmic on the monthly because it says, I want to show you, it says here that it's typically used on macro. Where's it at? Right there. Works better in logarithmic scales and macro time frames. So we're looking at it on the monthly, okay? Guys, see what's happening here on the logarithmic MACD? Here is our profit-taking window back in 2017, okay? Actually, we can go back here. Here's our profit-taking window back in 2013, 2014, okay? There's our cross. We did have a little one here, right? But that was because of this pullback. But I do want to point out, just so you guys know, that little pullback there was 75%. Okay. That was 75%. We got another cross here, and that led into the bear market, crypto winter. Got a cross here right in the window time of our cycle top. Okay. It happens in March. We get the cross. The top came in February. So February, March, about 30 days difference. That led into the entire bear market. We had one here, triggered off, happened in November of 2019. Okay. Mind you, from that point that we fell, it was not that far of a drop. I mean, it was like 50%. Keep that in mind, but it is a lagging indicator because it's reading data from the previous month. Okay. Look at it here. We cross back here in August 1st of 2021. And from that point, we still had a little bit of an uptick. Okay. Still had a little bit of an uptick there, about 47%, just a little bit. But then it continued and we started to grow. And all that really was the reason that I did that is because we pulled back in with a lighter color MACD candle there. You guys see that little shade lighter? We had a little pump up and then it continued on, and that led into the whole cycle end. Look what's going on here. Look what's going on here, guys. We're getting a continuation of the histogram, lower red candles. We crossed here. We crossed in August on this logarithmic MACD. These historically don't play out well for us. And if we don't recover quickly, we tend to see very sharp drops in price. Looking at the logarithmic, we're seeing some issues here that it's not very pretty. What levels are we watching? Again, 52-week simple moving average at 101.5 right now. But if we lose that, we could easily be looking at heading to the downside here. Let's go up here. Let's put this on. Do I have it in there? Bottoms, market bottoms. There we go. Thank you, market bottoms. Let's go pull this in. Let's put this. My dog is barking out there, and I don't mean my feet hurt. Let's go put this in here from the bottom that comes in on this. Let's go there. That's going to be the bottom of the market here. And this is going to measure from the top. So grab that there and put that right at that spot. There you go. Guys, that's 786. And historically, if you're not tracking what this is the retracement pockets on fibs, right? Based on fibs from lows to highs. So like this one here, where we hit the 786, it's based on a retracement from here to here, and that's the retracement zone, 786, right? Every one of these is that way in the cycles. If we go back here and look from the bottom of 2022, if this was the top, guys, you're looking at like $39,000 Bitcoin. Now, I don't think that we're going to see the typical 70% anymore, just because there is so much retail access through things like ETFs and so on and so forth. But if we look at it at a 50%, we're still looking at $70,500 Bitcoin. If that logarithmic MACD is in play, that's where I'd be watching at is $70,500 would be a 50% retracement off of our high. And that would be in the ballpark of a typical winter, but not as harsh as the blizzards that we've had in past cycles. OC, your thoughts on this and that logarithmic MACD? It's definitely telling us a story right now for Signal, and I'd like to hear your thoughts on it.
Well, I mean, it is what it is, right? It's just measuring what it needs to measure. It's just doing exactly the same thing that it did the last cycle. Something important I think that we need to understand is that so far we haven't seen any signals of actually the cycle being like that broken, right? Or at least broken. Is it different? Yes, it's absolutely going to be different. But so far as we're going, well, this pump tower actually did not play that well. So that is actually adding to the bearishness. we'll have to see how well we do if that market cap comes in here and save us and maybe create now a extended cycle or something like that. But so far, it is what it is, and we need to be prepared. I mean, I'm most excited, to be honest, right now, other than the whatever is left out of the bull market to get into the bear market. I'm really itching to see, some low prices. I don't really see people getting wrecked, but bear markets, what you can you can just take a chance to buy Bitcoin, right? On the way down, which means you can average your position lower and prepare for the next bull run. So that's where right now my mind is at. I still think so far I'm still grabbing by that little thread that we are gonna have a new all-time high. But if not, I'm completely fine. I'm still like, my head is like, hey, get ready. It might be starting right now. I'm getting anxious, right? Anxious, like in the good way. Like, hey, the race is about to get going. So get prepared mentally, right? And that's the point where we are, right? Like meditating right before, exactly. Watching your clock. Oh, yes, absolutely. Sorry for that.
You got a class to go
Sorry,
do.
because I need to. Yes, I need to go to class. That's it. Basically, that's it.
Appreciate you, OC. Yeah, thank you for your input there, and we'll get back. We'll be back tomorrow morning with you. I'll see you in class in a little while. All right, guys. Yeah, let's answer some of the questions here. Benny, that's what me and LBC have been talking about in the Discord, a bear market that give the best buying opportunities in years. Absolutely think that will be the case too. That's why I'm sitting on so much cash. And then DDT said, what is the regular MACD looking like? Well, I've got the MACD normalized, which is a MACD with other stuff added to it that I'll show here. Looking at it on the weekly, you can see here back in 2025. Yeah, back in 2025, February, early in the year, we had a crossover here on the weekly, and that led us into all this drop. We had a crossover, this local one that happened here in August also, guys, and that was where Billy said he thought that was the top, and then we had the swing fail pattern. But if we look at this on the monthly, we're doing a wave system here where it's coming in, making higher highs, coming in, making. So right now, I am seeing that on the MACD normalized, that it is, go back to that, that it is looking like continuation waves of momentum. So there is that hopium there. But one thing I do want to point out, I still think we have more downside coming. Because when I look at this on the weekly MVP oscillator, guys, you see all this area here that we had back in April of 2025 got called out by this. Back here, we had a low that fired off here before that move up. Historically, the MVP oscillator does a really good job of catching bottoms, right? Especially on the weekly. Mind you, here in 2022, we were in that bear cycle, and it should have been done earlier, but then we had the FTX collapse, right? But when you look at where we are right now in the cycle and what we're seeing on the current situation, we're not getting that bright green candle yet on the weekly. So I do think we have some more downside coming here now. So, but that's what I got for you guys. Hope you guys got something out of today's show. We're about to head over to Crypto Coin Mindset with Keith and T.I. Joe right now. They are live as we speak, but I hope you guys got something out of today. Either way, it's all good. We're just going to dollar cost average on the Piper plan. We're going to take our cash and we're going to deploy in heavily. If you guys thought that MVP oscillator was pretty cool on the weekly, you should see it on the monthly. It literally catches the bottom range on every single cycle, and I will definitely be deploying much, much heavier when we get to that level. So yeah, give me a stimmy, Mr. President. I'll absolutely put that in some yield earning stable coins and then buy me some Bitcoin later on. But appreciate you guys. We'll be back here tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, to bring you guys the news, the charts, the markets, headlines, everything you need to have knowledge, because knowledge is profit. Until next time, guys, trade safe, use some risk management, peace, love, profits, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, smash the like, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Later.
That's the rap. Chart stack data never lie. Piper led the mission, OC in the sky. Spaghetti on the screen, but the vision stay prime. Chart prime visual, signals on time. Alumni strong, we built from the grind. Lessons in the market that'll outlive time. Knowledge is profit, you know how we run. Till the next one, stay sharp, get it done.
You can't handle the truth. Emotional damage.
We'll see you at the next
Don't
one.
know what the fuck they're doing.
Morning market report out. 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 Out.
Boom shakalaka.
We'll see you at the next one. Morning market report out. We'll see you at the next one. Morning market report. Ow.
That was awesome, dude.
Hey, it didn't break. What else you got?